Do you ever feel like there's always another test coming up? It can be exhausting, nerve-wracking, or just plain old boring.
School is the worst.
When it's a test on your favorite subject, it's not too bad. But when it's a subject you're not so excited about, there's a lot of obstacles that can come up.
I'll study next week.
The good news is, being ready for tests doesn't have to be so miserable. In fact, you can look forward to tests and be the student you never thought you could be.
Today, we're giving you 3 tips on how to prepare for a test.
Number 1, pursue knowledge, not rote memorization. If you don't look at it the right way, studying feels like trying to memorize a bunch of random information, which makes it even harder and more boring. The goal of studying for a test shouldn't be rote memorization, but to actually learn something. Believe it or not, there's a big difference between memorizing and learning.
Just gotta remember for tomorrow.
Memorizing is a means to an end, but not the end itself. Learning is the goal, not a one-and-done task to check off the list. It's a lifelong endeavor that is cumulative, which means learning builds over time, rather than trying to cram random information like a cyborg.
Must memorize the dictionary.
Focus on trying to understand the underlying concept behind the information. Think about how these ideas or concepts can apply to your life. This is where knowledge actually becomes helpful to you. Learning math principles can enable you to run your own business and make money.
Get your lemonade!
Understanding nutrition and biology can help you feel better and do better in sports. The key is to see studying for a test as an opportunity to learn something that can be helpful to your life by making you smarter. But maybe you're thinking,
how is trigonometry gonna help me be a professional hot dog eater?
even if a particular subject doesn't feel relevant to your future, it helps you by strengthening your mind and increasing your ability to learn new things. And having a strong mind is going to help you no matter what you do. No matter the subject, learning how to learn is going to help you go further in life. Knowledge is empowering.
You know what I love more than these cars? Knowledge. Ha!
Being a knowledgeable person opens doors and opportunities you never would have had. The more you know, the further you can go.
Number 2, engage in the learning process continuously, not just for a test. So if the point of studying is actually to learn and internalize, and not just memorize, what are some practical ways to do that? One way is to actively participate in class. Don't just sit there mindlessly and hope that somehow the information miraculously sticks.
I know it.
This doesn't really happen. The best way to learn is to engage in the learning process. It may seem cheesy, but it really does help you internalize the information. You can learn a lot by just taking good notes during class and asking questions when there's something you don't understand. In fact, asking questions is one of the best ways to learn.
Hey teacher, can you explain that again for me?
Many people don't ask questions because they're embarrassed and they think that they're the only ones who don't understand.
I have a question.
But here's the secret. Most of your classmates don't understand either. They're just too scared to admit it. And they'll probably be relieved that someone actually had the guts to ask what they were all wondering. You might even save the whole class simply by asking questions. Like a question-asking superhero!
Aha!
And besides, who cares if your classmates think you don't know the information? That's literally why you're all there, because you don't know and you need to learn. So take a step up and do what it takes to actually learn. The better you understand the material in class, the easier studying will be later. And if you're really motivated, review your notes after each class or lecture on a daily basis. This will reinforce what you learned earlier in the day and help you retain the lesson, which will save you the torture of staying up all night cramming for a test weeks later.
I'm having a panic attack!
Number 3, know what kind of learner you are. Everyone learns differently, but do you know what kind of learner you are? There are 4 main learning styles: visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and reading-writing. It's important to figure out which one you are. Visual learners learn best from information they see, like pictures, graphs, charts, diagrams, symbols, etc. Wow. The best way for visual learners to study is draw diagrams in your note margins. Use a colorful highlighter for important text. Draw a timeline to remember dates or processes. Incorporate pictures on your study flashcards. Auditory learners learn best from listening to information like lectures, discussions, podcasts, etc. The best ways for auditory learners to learn is read your notes out loud. Record it and listen to it. Find a study partner to review out loud with you. Record and replay your lectures or watch a video on the subject. Invent acronyms or tunes to help you remember difficult terms. For example, using the acronym SMART to remember to keep your goals specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, and time-bound. Kinesthetic learners are tactile learners and learn best from hands-on physical experiences, such as imitating, experimenting, taking apart and building things, etc. The best way for kinesthetic learners to study is build a physical model to understand the information. Take a field trip that involves walking or moving in some way. Teach the lesson or concept to someone else. Reading-writing learners learn best from reading books, articles, etc. The best way for reader-writers to study is rewrite notes more than once. Write out instruction steps for math or science procedures. Write out important points on post-it notes and put them in places where you will read them often. Once you figure out what your learning style is, make a strategy that works for you. Who knows? Studying might actually become enjoyable, or at least easier.
Now, for those of you who want to take studying to the next level, here are some rapid-fire tips. Instead of typing your notes, handwrite them. Writing them by hand helps the information stick.
Aha!
Reward yourself between study sessions with brain-boosting snacks. Berries and nuts make for great studying snacks
I love walnuts.
because they're good for your mind and give you steady energy to keep you studying without a sugar crash.
I feel energized already. Oh yeah.
Find a study partner and take turns teaching the material to each other. It makes the process more fun and helps you stay accountable. Listen to classical or instrumental music to help you focus. Be strategic about finding a place to study that inspires you and is free from distractions.
Shh! No distractions.
Exercise between study sessions by taking short walks or doing push-ups to get oxygen flowing to your brain.
Wow.
Get plenty of sleep and take naps when you can. Studies have shown that sleep makes learning faster and longer lasting. One effective trick is to bring your study notes to bed and read them right before you go to sleep.
So it's time to recap. Number 1, have the right mindset. Pursue knowledge, not rote memorization. Number 2, engage in the learning process continuously. And number 3, discover what kind of learner you are and make a study strategy.
Thank you for watching this how-to video for PragerU. Hope you learned something new.
And we'll see you next time.
I gotta go take a test now.
Make sure you like and share this video with your friends. And if you're not watching on PragerUkids.com, then you should be.
Watch on PragerUkids.com.
I have a question.
That described my inner feelings.
Get your lemonade! Oh, not yet?